guys, Magulus was here. I'm out on the road late in the night. I figured this would be a good opportunity to maybe, give myself a different kind of environment when it comes to making videos. Just talking about my life in general and some opinions about myself and experiences I've went through. So, what I want to talk about today is the fact that, like the video is entitled, having to do with it, I am a devout introvert. I'm a person who really likes to actually be alone, be on his own, not really socialize too much, with a big group. I very much am one to feel, at peace with myself whenever I'm alone. And those who are extroverts feel completely different than I do, of course. They just always need, some kind of human interaction a lot. Well, it really depends on the person. I understand. Some people are more of an introvert than extrovert. Some people are more of extrovert than introvert. But of course, I believe that everyone needs a fair share of everything. Where I'm sure, of course, an extrovert gets pretty tired of, having all this interaction. They just need some time to relax, have time to themselves. And while an introvert does need some, time outdoors to actually go out and socialize and experience more, events, try new things and everything, have these new experiences with themselves. But yeah, with what my life is about these days, I'm actually driving home right now from a friend's house. Me and them, the two brothers, and their mom and her boyfriend and some other friends that we've had, some of their other friends, we all went out together to this concerts of this cover band covering AC/DC, and we got to see a couple other bands perform their gigs, and it was decent stuff. And we all had a good time, and it's Friday night. I figure the night was still young and we still had some things to do, but it turns out that's not what happened, because actually some of the people that were with us were actually mostly minors, and so we couldn't do that many, things that we could all do together that were fun, like, even places to go to that were over 21, like bars and stuff. But no, that's okay. Anyway, with me being an introvert most of the time, my whole life I've always been one to really do things on my own and just go things about my own way. Okay, yeah, repeating myself there, sorry. Just trying to think of words to say and the right ways to say them. And ever since I was in grade school, I'd always been one to want to just go home and do my own thing. Like, I think I've mentioned this in another video before. And, when I was a kid, I never hung out with classmates outside of school. The time I had with them that we had school, talking during free time in class, talking at recess, at lunch, that was enough time for me to, hang out with them and stuff. And I never really took the interest to actually hang out with them outside of school. Well, there were some instances I actually did hang out with them outside of school, so on some birthdays and some play dates planned, all that stuff, and yeah. But I've never been one to feel lonely, pretty much. But when I was in high school, I've mentioned before, I thought I struggled with loneliness, but the truth is I forced that upon myself to maybe change to something others wanted me to be, which is not how things are supposed to go, nor is that a healthy mindset. And so I was a loner in high school pretty much, but that didn't bother me. I thought it did, but seeing other people around me have some kind of better life than me, but you never know, of course, what goes behind those people's closed doors. So I tend to actually have it better than those classmates did in some ways. I've gotten to hear some struggles they face, and I feel very blessed, to not have to go through stuff like that. Family struggles, whatnot. No, I have such a loving family that I couldn't be any more grateful for them. Praise God for them. But yeah. Anyway, ever since I got out of school, not really having that many friends, and these two friends I've stuck with for actually 10 years. They were pretty much my escape too from the drama I've faced in school with certain students, especially at that private Christian school where the students I grew up with told me they loved me, cared for me, but instead always just found a reason to make fun of me because I was just so easy to pick on. And of course, it was my fault. I let myself get so easy, but that does not give them the right to, treat me like shit. Seriously. And I have no regrets leaving that behind, especially since my family left our old church because they thought it was so big. But I also got to learn about some other reasons as to why my family decided to leave. But also, I'm glad I left that church too, because it's a chapter of life I want to leave behind, and some people there from my past I don't really want to associate with anymore. Don't get me wrong, they're forgiven, but I still don't want to really reconcile with them, associate with them anymore in a sense. I hope that makes sense. But I found this other church group that I'm very comfortable with, I'm really growing with, and we sometimes hang out in groups outside the group where some people host gatherings at a couple people's houses once in a while, and they provide dinner, we play games, socialize, talk, all that stuff, and that's a blast, I tell you that. I'm finally really connecting with some people, and it's a great feeling. And I can definitely say I've never actually felt lonely in a very long time. Because, usually these days I'm about going to work, going to the gym after work, and coming home just to shower and relax the rest of the night with my parents. And my parents are enough company I really need a lot of nights, My parents are great friends to me, and I always look to them for support and love, and they're more than happy to give that stuff to me, and I couldn't be any more thankful for that. And I just want to say too that if you're an introvert, someone who likes to be alone and not really socialize much and not be very outgoing, that is perfectly fine. You're all about living a peaceful, quiet, quote unquote boring life. Well, that boring life, that's not boring to you. If that's how you roll, then that's all that matters. I mean, I'm a lot more outgoing these days than I've been in a while, but I still feel more of an introvert than ever an extrovert, and that's how I like it about myself. So that's pretty much there is to it. I mean, I'm doing these big events with my closest friends, and I'm grateful to have them, trust me. And I'm wanting to go see them very much every weekend. Sometimes on the weekdays, it's very rare, but we make that exception sometimes. Like, I went to my state fair last night with them, actually. It was the spring fair, and I got to experience the difference between the spring fair and the fair when it's open in September. And it's actually quite a difference, because some games are closed, some rides are closed, but that's fine. And tonight we went to a cover concert, and it was also actually a friend of my friend's mom and her boyfriend. Their friend has this cover band that we went to go see, and it was good. So I'm always grateful for experiences, even if I'm not, even if they're not the most fun. It's always good to get yourself out there and experience life for yourself, because you'll never know if you like certain things unless you try it. So always have more of an open mind. When I was a kid, I was very closed-minded, but these days I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone and become more outgoing. And so, that's perfect. And I'm willing to try new things whenever. I'll never say no. I always have like a more say yes philosophy, But of course, you got to say no in moderation too. That's all what it is too, moderation. Your moderation to when it comes to, having people to hang out with, having your alone time, saying yes, saying no, trying new things, all that stuff. You have your limits. Everyone's got to respect that. And you should never, pressure anyone into doing things they really don't want to do, because that's not fair. That's not a fun feeling. So that's all I'll say. Anyway, moral is, you guys like to be alone. You guys are quiet. You're introverted. That's perfectly fine, because I am just like that myself. And I am not ashamed of myself. I love who I am. You should love who you are too. And that's all I can really say. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I, very much appreciate your guys' support for watching my videos lately. I'll intend to also make some shorts. I mean, thank you guys so much for also watching my latest short about that SpongeBob, where I was lip syncing to the song, getting over 8,000 views. Oh my gosh, I've never expected to get that much views in such a short amount of time. I'll be sure to make more shorts to hopefully put a smile on your guys' faces. And oh, I had gotten a comment in my girlfriend video talking about how I click my tongue too much. I'm sorry, that's just something I like to do sometimes, thinking it sounds interesting, sounds like cool, it fits the vibe, but I won't do that anymore, I guess. I'll try to stop that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for your guys' support. God bless you all. I love you. You all have a great rest of your night and a great weekend too. Later, guys.